that contraction?
No, indigestion. It's that bacon burger I have for breakfast.
Only Fools and Horses is remembered as one of Britain's greatest sitcoms. But its legendary status was built on a series of risky creative decisions that nearly derailed the show entirely.
Play it nice and cool, son. Nice and cool, you know what I mean?
Fact 1.
Little trotter, right? Don't you recognise me?
Well, you're the master of disguise, aren't you?
Del Boy was originally far rougher than audiences remember. He was more selfish than charming. His schemes bordered on cruel. Sympathy was not guaranteed. Early scripts leaned heavily into arrogance. Del laughed at others more than with them. This risked alienating viewers. British sitcom heroes need warmth. Del initially lacked it. The balance wasn't right. Comedy felt sharp rather than affectionate. The BBC worried about audience connection. Writers adjusted his tone gradually. Vulnerability was added carefully. Failure softened his confidence. Hope replaced pure greed. Del became aspirational rather than predatory. This change saved the character. Without it, laughter would have curdled. Viewers might have rejected him. And without Del Boy's charm, the show collapses instantly.
As a matter of fact, yes, I have. He happens to be one of my most favourites.
Fact 2.
Trig, why'd you call me Dave? My name's not Dave, my name's Rodney.
Rodney was written as simple and naive. Early episodes leaned into stupidity. He existed mainly as a punchline. This limited his potential. The dynamic risked imbalance. Del dominated every scene. Rodney reacted rather than acted. Sympathy skewed one way. Viewers struggled to invest emotionally. Comedy relied on humiliation. That approach wears thin quickly. Writers recognized the danger. Rodney gained intelligence slowly. Emotional depth was introduced. Insecurity replaced pure foolishness. His frustration became relatable. Growth became possible. This transformed the partnership. The brothers felt equal in importance. Conflict gained complexity. Comedy gained heart. Without Rodney's evolution, repetition would have killed momentum.
If it wasn't frozen or dehydrated, we didn't eat it. If you'd have been in charge of a Last Supper, it would have been a takeaway.
Fact 3.
As I've said to you before, women are from Venus, men are from Peckham.
Early Only Fools and Horses leaned towards sketch comedy. Jokes landed quickly and moved on. Emotional continuity was minimal. Episodes reset easily. Characters rarely reflected. This limited long-term impact. Sitcoms like this age, poorly. Familiarity replaces investment. The writers sensed the ceiling. Emotional storytelling was introduced cautiously. Consequences began to matter. Past events shaped future behaviour. Loss and disappointment accumulated. This deepened tone. Comedy slowed slightly. Drama entered carefully. The show became serialised without losing laughs. This shift was risky. Audiences resist tonal change, but it paid off. Without emotional progression, the show would feel disposable. And disposable comedy rarely becomes legendary.
How do you spell Arrods?
Capital A.
Capital A.
Fact 4.
Wait, Grandad, do you want a jemmy?
No, had one before we left.
As popularity grew, expectations changed. Del Boy's poverty became inconsistent. Wins arrived more often. Failure lost sting. The underdog narrative weakened. Viewers root for struggle. Too much success breaks identification. Writers walked a tightrope. Del needed hope, not comfort. Riches had to remain temporary. Gains were undone deliberately. Bad luck returned reliably. This preserved tension. Ambition stayed central. Dreams remained unfulfilled. That longing powered humour. It also powered empathy. The show resisted giving Del everything. Final success was delayed carefully. Earlier gratification would have ended the story. Once dreams are fulfilled, comedy evaporates. The show survived by denying satisfaction.
What I think we might have to do...
Fact 5.
Take me lucky coin. Then he went
What, he died?
deserted.
Only Fools and Horses flirted with darkness. Episodes tackled death, illness, and regret. These moments shocked viewers. Laughter paused unexpectedly. Sitcom rhythm was disrupted. Some audiences felt betrayed. Comedy is comfort television. Pain threatens that comfort.
Have a nice little walk, eh? Yeah. Can't listen to a nice walk, eh? Come on.
Writers risked backlash, but they committed fully. Sadness was earned, not sudden. Characters processed emotion honestly. Jokes returned naturally. Drama enriched humour rather than replacing it. Stakes increased permanently. Viewers trusted the show more. Emotional honesty deepened attachment. This balance was fragile. One misstep could have broken tone, but restraint saved it. The show proved comedy could carry weight, and that gamble transformed it forever.
I know you can't hear me, Arthur.
That is what you think, Trotter.
Fact 6.
Blimey, you're not Raquel, are you?
I can be anyone you want me to be.
Romance was never the show's original focus. Early episodes avoided sustained love stories. Jokes worked best when nothing lasted. Introducing romance slowed pacing. Emotional stakes risked overshadowing humour. Del Boy's love interests came and went quickly. This preserved comic rhythm. Later seasons changed that approach. Relationships gained continuity. Feelings became serious. This altered episode structure. Comedy had to share space. Some jokes lost immediacy. Viewers worried about sentimentality. The writers adjusted carefully. Romance never fully replaced ambition. Love competed with schemes. Failure remained essential. Happiness was always delayed. This preserved tension. Had romance fully settled, the show's momentum would have stalled.
Denzel! What the hell is he doing in my home?
Fact 7.
Oh, right. Get it in the old New Delhi, don't I?
New Delhi?
Yeah, the belly. You're not from round these parts, are you?
Catchphrases became wildly popular. Audiences expected them constantly. Repetition brought easy laughs. Easy laughs can weaken writing. Jokes risked becoming predictable. Characters risked parodying themselves. The show flirted with self-imitation. Writers resisted overuse deliberately. Catchphrases were rationed. Silence sometimes replaced punchlines. This restraint kept them effective. Familiarity didn't become laziness. Viewers stayed surprised. Characters remained human. Over-reliance would have flattened nuance. The BBC encouraged recognisability. Writers pushed back quietly. Balance was maintained episode by episode. The temptation was constant. One slip could have turned comedy into caricature, and caricature rarely survives long-term affection.
You friends with me?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hello.
Here, say, I want to what you want, you! You come here,
Fact 8.
Importantly, your lives and your raison d'être.
Laboratory Garney.
Peckham was more than background. It defined the characters. Moving away risked dilution. Episodes outside the estate felt different. Geography shaped humour. Familiar locations created rhythm. New settings disrupted that rhythm. Writers experimented cautiously. Change offered novelty. It also weakened grounding. Viewers missed routine. The estate anchored dreams and failures. Without it, ambition felt abstract. The show returned quickly. Change was temporary. Roots were reaffirmed. Peckham became emotional home. Identity snapped back into place. That choice preserved authenticity. Too much movement would have broken cohesion. Sometimes staying put is the smartest decision.
Very therapeutic, it is. I never had this done to me before.
Coming from an old sailor, that is saying something, isn't it, eh?
Fact 9.
And the other one reminds me of Cliff Richards.
What, he looks younger than his years?
No, he's got one of them faces that you want to slap.
Longer episodes allowed deeper stories. They also tested comic timing. Sitcoms thrive on economy. Extended runtime invites indulgence. Jokes breathe differently. Silence stretches. Writers face structural challenges. Specials lean toward drama. Laughter became secondary at times. Audiences were divided. Some loved the ambition, others missed speed. The balance was precarious. Success depended on restraint. Not every idea deserved space. Editing became crucial. Comedy had to earn its moments. Specials worked because they were rare. Making them routine would have diluted impact. The show resisted that temptation. Event status was protected. Overextension would have eroded sharpness.
One day he sent me down to Sainsbury's with a shopping list. When I come back, they'd emigrated.
Fact 10.
£150,000.
Success created pressure to conclude. A happy ending felt inevitable. Del Boy achieving wealth seemed logical. Writers hesitated deliberately. Endings closed doors. Comedy needs open futures. Early closure would have felt false. Viewers weren't ready. Characters still wanted more. Failure still felt essential. The dream had to survive longer. Temporary victories teased resolution. They were taken away carefully. This sustained longing. The final ending was delayed strategically. When it arrived, it felt earned. Earlier delivery would have felt rushed. Timing mattered more than outcome. The show trusted patience. Audiences rewarded that trust. Ending too soon would have shrunk its legacy. Waiting made history.
When all of a sudden a rock came flying through the window and it caught him a glancing blow on the head.
Fact 11.
Where she lives, her address and all that sort of thing, all right?
Right, lead us to me.
What is your name?
Del Boy's dream only worked while it stayed a dream. Success was meant to be temporary. When he began to win more often, tension weakened. Comedy thrives on lack, not comfort. Money changed Del's posture and tone. His hunger softened noticeably. Schemes felt optional instead of necessary. Urgency drained from scenes. Viewers sensed the shift immediately. The underdog fantasy began to wobble. Writers realized comfort was dangerous. Wealth removed friction. Friction creates jokes. The show quietly reversed gains. Loss returned deliberately. Failure restored rhythm. Dreams stayed alive through denial. That denial powered empathy. Too much success would have closed the story early. Del needed longing, not arrival, and without longing, the show loses its engine.
Trigger? Here. You know my brother, don't you, eh?
Yeah, of course I do. How you going, Dave?
Fact 12. Some episodes leaned heavily into tragedy. Serious themes paused laughter completely. Sitcom pacing felt strained. Audiences weren't sure how to respond. Comedy relies on release. Pain without humor unsettles viewers. The writers experimented carefully. Darkness was introduced slowly. Emotion earned its place, but imbalance was always a risk. Too much seriousness stalled momentum. Jokes had to fight for space. The show learned restraint quickly. Drama was used sparingly. Emotional episodes became events. Their rarity preserved impact. Overuse would have numbed viewers. Comedy needed to breathe again. Balance restored trust. The show survived by pulling back. Without that restraint, tone would have fractured.
Have you been waiting long?
Well, since about 10 o'clock this morning. No, it's a joke. It's just a joke.
Fact 13.
You friends with me?
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Say, I want to what you want me, you! You come here, you...
Long-running sitcoms risk repetition. Characters can freeze in place. Del and Rodney flirted with stagnation. Familiar beats returned often. Growth threatened comic structure. No growth threatened boredom. Writers faced a dilemma. Change too much and lose jokes. Change too little and lose relevance. The show chose incremental evolution. Characters aged emotionally. Regret accumulated slowly. Lessons were half learned. Progress was uneven. This felt realistic. It also preserved comedy. Complete transformation was avoided. A stagnation was softened, not erased. Characters remained recognizable. That balance kept longevity intact. Too much stasis would have hollowed the show.
When all of a sudden a rock came flying through the window and it caught him a glancing blow on the head.
Fact 14.
Can't give us something to warm the old cockles, can you?
Yeah, OK. I'll make you a coffee.
Popularity created pressure. Audiences expected familiar beats. Catchphrases became anticipated. Moments risked becoming obligations. Surprise grew harder. Innovation felt risky. Writers balanced expectation carefully. Repetition delivered comfort. Variation delivered longevity. Leaning too far either way was dangerous. Fans resisted sudden change. They also tired of predictability. The show walked a narrow path. Familiarity was preserved. Twists were introduced gently. Radical shifts were avoided. Trust mattered more than novelty. The audience relationship became delicate. Misjudgment could trigger backlash. Careful pacing maintained loyalty. The show survived by respecting expectation without surrendering to it.
It's gone midnight. We'll go back to bed then.
Fact 15.
Is it sharp enough, mate?
Is it sharp? Is he sharp? Is it sharp enough for you?
Ending the show required precision. Too early would feel cruel. Too late would feel tired. Success demanded closure eventually. Writers resisted pressure. The story needed patience. Dreams had to endure longer. Temporary endings teased resolution. They were deliberately undone. This sustained longing. The final ending was delayed strategically. When it arrived, it felt earned. Emotional payoff depended on timing. Viewers were ready at last. Closure felt satisfying, not forced. Earlier success would have diminished impact. Waiting amplified meaning. Timing preserved legacy. The show trusted its own rhythm. That trust paid off historically. Ending at the wrong moment would have rewritten everything.